Nathan Keegan stepped off the shuttle and onto the luminescent surface of Zarather, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The air was thick with the scent of exotic flowers, and the sky shimmered in shades of violet and teal. He adjusted his collar, remembering the briefing that had prepared him for this moment. But all the training in the world couldn't quite prepare him for what lay before him. "Welcome, Ambassador Keegan," a voice called out. A small group of Kelthari, the local inhabitants, approached him, their skin varying shades of iridescent colors that seemed to change with their emotions. One stepped forward, taller than the rest, her features delicate yet strong. "I am Lyra," she introduced herself, her voice musical and full of curiosity. "We are pleased to meet you. Your arrival was anticipated." "Thank you, Lyra," Nathan replied, trying to maintain composure. "It's an honor to be here. I've heard much about your world." "Much of it good, I hope?" she asked, a teasing smile playing on her lips. "Very much," Nathan chuckled, feeling a lessening of tension in his shoulders. "You have a stunning planet." Lyra gestured for him to follow. "Come, let me show you our city. You'll find it unlike anything you've encountered before." As they walked, Nathan admired the surroundings. Enormous, bioluminescent trees towered over them, casting ethereal glows. Strange creatures flitted between branches, making soft, chittering sounds. "Do you have similar creatures on Earth?" Lyra asked, glancing back at him with keen interest. "Not quite like this," Nathan replied. "We have birds and insects, but nothing quite so vibrant. Honestly, it's astounding." They continued down the bustling streets filled with Kelthari, engaging in lively conversations. Lyra shared snippets of their culture, pointing out different foods being prepared at nearby stalls. "Here, try this," she said, offering him a small, glowing fruit. "What is it?" Nathan asked, examining the peculiar shape and light. "Shinji fruit. It's very sweet. You'll love it," Lyra encouraged, her enthusiasm infectious. With a hesitant bite, Nathan tasted it. "Wow, that's incredible. It tastes like a mix of honey and citrus." Lyra laughed, her eyes sparkling. "You like it?" "Like is an understatement," he replied, grinning. "I could eat these every day." As they explored further, Nathan found himself absorbed in their conversations. They spoke about arts, music, and philosophies, discovering commonalities despite vast differences. Eventually, they settled on a bench, overlooking a tranquil pond filled with glowing fish swimming gracefully. "Tell me about your home," Lyra asked softly. "What's it like being human?" Nathan hesitated, the weight of her question sinking in. "It's complicated. We're a young civilization still figuring things out. We've made mistakes, but we've also done some amazing things. I think we're learning." "Learning is good," Lyra replied, looking thoughtful. "It shows growth." "Exactly," he agreed. "I mean, just look at us. This moment, our interaction, it's a step forward." Their eyes locked for a heartbeat, and Nathan felt a rush of warmth. Lyra was more than just a scientist to him. She felt like a genuine connection. "Your thoughts are vibrant," Lyra remarked, tilting her head. "I can almost sense them. It's fascinating." "Fascinating." Nathan chuckled nervously. "That sounds intriguing and a little concerning." "Concerning?" she echoed, her brow raised in curiosity. "Yeah, like what if I'm overthinking everything? You'd feel my panic or uncertainty." Lyra's face softened. "But feelings are part of understanding. There's no wrong in that." Her words resonated with him. "You're right. It's just new territory for me." Before Nathan could say more, a group of Kelthari approached, curiously observing the two. One stepped forward, his voice commanding yet friendly. "Ambassador Keegan, we are pleased to see you engaging with our scientist Lyra. It brings us hope for a productive alliance." "Thank you," Nathan replied, trying to mask his sudden nervousness. "I'm excited to learn more about your people and culture." "Good," the elder replied, nodding. "Knowledge is the foundation on which we build relationships." Lyra leaned closer, whispering, "Ignore them, they're always like this." Nathan laughed softly, appreciating her playful rebellion against the formality. "You sure know how to break the tension." "I've had to," she replied, a hint of mischief in her gaze. Their conversation resumed, tempered by smaller interruptions from curious Kelthari. Each time, Nathan found himself more comfortable in Lyra's presence, her humor and warmth disarming. Tell me, Lyra asked, what do you do for fun on Earth? Fun? Oh, there's plenty. We hike, watch movies, play sports, you name it. I enjoy spending time outdoors, soaking up nature, he explained. Lyra listened intently. We have similar activities. I love visiting the bioluminescent groves. They are most beautiful at night. Perhaps you'll join me sometime? Absolutely. I'd love to see that, Nathan answered, enthusiasm bubbling in his voice. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the landscape in a soft glow, their conversation deepened. They delved into dreams, aspirations, and fears. Nathan could feel a connection weaving between them, something genuine and profound. What about you, Lyra? What do you dream of? Nathan asked, vulnerability creeping into his tone. I dream of understanding, she replied thoughtfully. Of building bridges between us. And maybe making a difference. I think you're doing that, he said, his gaze steady. You're a brilliant ambassador for your people. Her eyes sparkled with appreciation, and for a moment the bustling backdrop faded, leaving just the two of them together. Perhaps with your help I will be, she said softly. You're inspiring. Suddenly, their eyes were drawn to the vibrant light show starting in the sky above, a celestial dance of colors illuminating the dusk. Wow, Nathan breathed, captivated. It's a celebration, Lyra explained. We honor newcomers and new beginnings with this display. He breathed in deeply, the spectacle reflecting his own emotions. He turned to Lyra, her face aglow under the cosmic light. This is just amazing, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Just like you, she murmured, the sincerity in her eyes almost palpable. In that moment, Nathan thought about how this experience was unlike anything he had imagined. The human spirit, full of curiosity and love, felt alive. As Lyra's hand brushed against his, he knew this journey was only beginning. Chapter 2, The Mind Probe. The day of the mind probe had arrived, and Nathan felt a mix of excitement and nerves fluttering in his stomach. Lyra walked beside him, her expression a blend of anticipation and seriousness. They navigated a bustling corridor of the Kelthery Research Facility, walls shimmering with pulsating lights, echoing the energy of the place. Are you ready for this? Lyra asked, glancing sideways at him. I guess as ready as I can be, Nathan replied, attempting to sound more confident than he felt. Think they'll find anything interesting in my head? Lyra chuckled lightly. You have no idea. Humans are fascinating to us. Your thoughts, your emotions, they're chaotic compared to ours. Chaotic? That doesn't sound good, he said, raising an eyebrow. No, I mean it's intriguing. You humans have so much diversity in your thoughts. It's something we don't fully grasp, she explained, leading him into a dimly lit chamber filled with intricate machinery. Right, but what if I'm just a normal guy? Nathan countered, a hint of hesitation in his voice. I'm not exactly a genius. Normal doesn't exist here, Lyra offered sincerely. A normal human is still extraordinary to us. Nathan smiled, relieved by her reassurance. Thanks for that. The room was alive with soft whirring sounds and glowing panels. In the center stood a large contraption that resembled a mix between a dentist's chair and a gnarled tree, its branches extending toward the ceiling. This is the mind probe, Lyra said, gesturing toward it. It will allow us to see your thoughts, memories, even emotions. Will it hurt? He asked, stepping closer to the machine. Lyra shook her head. Not at all. It's designed to be gentle. Just a little tingle. A tingle, huh? Sounds simple enough. Exactly, she replied, her eyes widening with excitement. Just sit back and relax. I'll be right here. Nathan took a deep breath and nodded, moving to the chair. As he settled in, tendrils gently wrapped around his temples, coaxing him into a relaxed state. He caught Lyra's gaze, her face a mixture of curiosity and concern. Ready? She asked, her voice soothing. Ready, he affirmed. The machine thrummed to life, and Nathan felt a gentle pressure against his mind. Images began flickering in front of him, memories from his childhood, snippets of life on Earth. He could see himself playing in the park, laughter echoing around him. Then, the scenes changed, an image of his mother smiling, sunlight dancing on her face. Lyra's voice broke through the haze. What do you feel? I feel happy. It's a good memory, Nathan replied, surprised at how vivid it was. Good. Let's dig deeper, she encouraged, her fingers dancing over the controls. Suddenly, images shifted again. Nathan felt a jolt as darker memories flooded his mind, struggles at work, the pressures of adult life, and the losses he had faced. The machine stuttered, its lights flickering. Wait, what's happening? Nathan asked, alarm creeping into his voice. Stay calm. Lyra commanded, her gaze sharp. Focus on something positive. I don't know if I can, he shouted. There's too much. But just then, an overwhelming wave of warmth enveloped him, the memory of his first day at university, meeting his friends, feeling the thrill of possibility. There. Hold on to that. Lyra urged, her voice cutting through the chaos. Nathan grasped the memory tightly, feeling it stabilize him. He concentrated on those moments of joy, and slowly, the machine calmed, the flickering lights stabilizing again. I can't believe this thing is breaking, Nathan said, a laugh escaping him. I didn't know my thoughts were so intense. It's not breaking, it's just overwhelmed, Lyra reassured him, though her eyes widened in amazement. You have so much depth. I've never seen anything like this. Seriously? This is typical stuff for me, Nathan chuckled nervously. Maybe to you, but to us it's utterly fascinating, Lyra replied, leaning closer. Your emotions are rich and layered. It's a beautiful chaos. Their eyes locked, and for a moment, the tension in the room shifted, the only sounds being the gentle hum of the machine. Do you see anything about me? Nathan ventured, feeling a flutter of vulnerability. Lyra hesitated. You have a lot of dreams, hopes, and fears of not meeting them. She paused, steadying her gaze. But there's also great strength in you. Strength? Nathan chuckled softly. You must have been reading too deeply. No, it's there, she insisted. Trust me. The mind reflects more than simple thoughts. It shows resilience. Nathan let out a sigh, considering her words. It's hard to believe I'm anything special. We all have strengths, Nathan. Humans are remarkable even if you don't realize it. She waved her hand, gesturing for him to focus again. As they continued through memories, a sudden shift brought a jarring image into view. Nathan standing on a street corner, emotions tangled in despair over a lost job. The machine sputtered and Lyra's eyes widened again. What's happening? Nathan asked, his heart racing. This is unexpected. I've never seen such a chaotic thought process, she murmured. I just didn't think about it that often, he admitted. I thought I let it go. Maybe you pushed it aside, but it's still there. Addressing it, that's what matters, Lyra urged, her eyes darkening with concern as she leaned closer, focusing intensely. Addressing it? Nathan echoed, a sense of dread creeping in. How? By understanding it. Facing it, she encouraged, her expression softening. You've already shown great courage by being here today. That takes strength. He inhaled deeply, attempting to confront what lay behind. It's the uncertainty that scares me. Would you like to share? Lyra asked gently. Sometimes talking can help. Well, Nathan hesitated, wrestling with his thoughts. I guess I fear not living up to expectations, my own and others. It can be overwhelming. I understand, she replied quietly. But remember, expectations don't define you. Gradually, Nathan felt himself easing into the discussion. I guess it gets hard to separate who I am from who I think I should be. That's common, even among the Kelthari, Lyra said, nodding. Each of us experiences pressures from within and outside. But it's essential to remember that you are more than your circumstances. Wow, he breathed, drawn in by her sincerity. You have a unique way of understanding that. Thank you, she said, a soft smile gracing her lips. It helps to listen, to empathize. It creates connections. As they continued, the device hummed with a vibrant energy, drawing Nathan deeper into his thoughts. He focused on the lighter memories again, picturing the joy of his childhood, the mountains he loved to climb, the friendships he cherished. See, Lyra said, her face brightening. Now the machine is responding positively. Maybe I just had to clear out the clutter, Nathan replied, feeling lighter as the memories swirled around them in brilliant colors. Exactly. Just like your thoughts, clarity can come with time, she encouraged. They shared a moment of laughter as Nathan relaxed further. So, if I don't break the machine next time, what's next? Then we explore more. I want to learn about the emotions behind your creativity, your aspirations, she said excitedly. I'd like that. I think I have a lot to share, Nathan replied, a spark of enthusiasm returning. Good. Let's focus on that, Lyra said, her gaze steady. Your journey is just beginning, and I want to be a part of it. As the session continued, Nathan realized he wasn't just giving an account of his memories, he was uncovering layers of himself, layers that Lyra was helping him explore. By the end of the session, he felt transformed, ready to embrace who he was and who he could become. Thank you, Lyra, he said sincerely as the machine powered down, releasing him from its grip. You made this less intimidating. I'm glad, she replied, her expression brightening. You have a lot to offer, Nathan. And I look forward to exploring more together. His heart raced as another possibility surfaced in his mind, understanding not just what it meant to be human, but what it could mean for all of them together. Chapter 3: Unraveled Connections. As Nathan walked out of the mind probe chamber, he felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. Lyra trailed beside him, her expression caught somewhere between excitement and concern. So, how are you feeling? She asked, her voice laced with enthusiasm. Surprisingly good, Nathan replied. stretching his arms above his head with a smile. I didn't expect to feel so liberated. You unveiled a lot today, Lyra noted, her eyes sparkling. You faced a part of yourself many people avoid. Yeah, I guess I did, he said, reflecting on the experience. Thanks for being there. I don't think I could have processed it alone. I'm glad I could help. This is just the beginning, Lyra said, her voice firm with conviction. I want to help you discover more about yourself and about us as a species. What do you mean by US? Nathan asked with a playful smile. I'm just a human. Exactly, she exclaimed, excitement bubbling over. By learning about you, we also learn about the things that bring us closer together. Every bit of understanding helps create bonds. They strolled through lush gardens bursting with vibrant flowers, their colors dancing under the alien sun. Nathan marveled at the sights around him, momentarily forgetting their heavy conversation. Where are we headed? He asked, curious about their destination. There's a spot not far from here I want you to see. It's a reflection pool, Lyra explained. It's considered a sacred place for our people. Sacred, huh? Should I be worried? Nathan joked. Lyra laughed, shaking her head. No, it's a place of peace. Many come here to meditate, to think. Sounds wonderful. I could use a little peace, Nathan replied, feeling a buzz of excitement course through him. We humans love our quiet spots. When they arrived, Nathan gasped. The reflection pool was an expanse of glittering water surrounded by bioluminescent plants. The surface shimmered like glass, mirroring the colorful sky above. Wow, this is amazing, he said, watching ancient trees bend elegantly over the water, their roots providing a vibrant home for small creatures. Lyra smiled. It's beautiful, isn't it? Sit with me, please. They settled on the bank, both mesmerized by the colors and the tranquility surrounding them. Nathan leaned back, staring up at the vast sky. You know, Nathan began, breaking the serene silence. There are places back home that feel a lot like this. It's funny. When you're so caught up in life, you forget to appreciate the beauty around you. Lyra furrowed her brow slightly. Why do you think that is? I think we get so tangled up in our routines, you know? Work, responsibilities. It's like the world becomes this blurry routine, he mused, gazing out at the pool. But a place like this? It makes you stop and think. Time often becomes cluttered, Lyra acknowledged. Our minds can be noisy. Exactly. It's like that machine clearing out the chaos helps us see what's truly important. Lyra turned to him, her face full of curiosity. And what do you think is truly important? Nathan hesitated but took a deep breath. Moments like this, I guess. Connections with people, learning, growing. Looking beyond just surviving and really living. Lyra's expression softened, a hint of admiration shining through her bright eyes. Our civilizations may differ in ways, but I see a reflection of my own values in your words. Maybe that's why we get along, Nathan said, his heart warming at her compliment. We're both searching for meaning. She leaned closer, her voice quieter. Tell me more about your life, Nathan. What inspires you? Inspired by her genuine interest, Nathan shared stories of his favorite hikes through the mountains and summers spent with friends by the lake. As he spoke, Lyra listened intently, occasionally asking questions or sharing similar experiences from her world. Your bond with nature is strong, she remarked, rocking back on her hands. We Kelthari have a similar connection. Our environment fuels our creativity. The designs of our buildings mimic the flow of flora. Really? That sounds fascinating. What do your structures look like? He asked eagerly. They twist and turn almost as if they're alive, Lyra said, eyes shimmering with enthusiasm. They blend seamlessly into the landscape, breathing life into our environment. Wow, I'd love to see that. Nathan replied, leaning in with interest. I wonder what? Ing in the air, catching Nathan off guard. Love? Yeah, I think it is. But that's a complicated topic. Complicated like how? Lyra pressed gently. Well, Nathan began, rubbing the back of his neck. It's like the rest of life, messy. We try to connect and sometimes fail, or we fall for someone who might not feel the same. I understand that, Lyra said, nodding. Connections can be intricate. It's just that sometimes people build walls, you know? Fear of vulnerability. Nathan continued. Vulnerability often fosters connection, though, Lyra countered gently. By opening ourselves, we allow others to be free, too. I guess you're right, Nathan admitted. But it's easier said than done. Takes courage to let someone in. She smiled warmly at him. It does. But sometimes, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to act despite it. Wow, you really have a way with words, Nathan said, impressed. It's part of my training. But I believe it, she replied, her gaze steady on him. Perhaps it's why we're here, to help each other face those fears. Help each other? Like this? Nathan asked, raising an eyebrow. Like this? Lyra confirmed. In moments of connection, we find strength. Their eyes met again, and Nathan felt something stir within him. Could he really allow himself to be vulnerable around her? Is it strange what we're doing? He asked, uncertainty creeping into his voice. Strange? No. Special? Yes, Lyra said, a genuine grin lighting her features. Like exploring uncharted territories. Before Nathan could respond, Lyra reached out, touching his hand lightly. The contact sent a jolt through him, and he glanced down, then back at her, searching for reassurance. Sometimes, she said softly, it's in those moments that we find clarity. In the silence that followed, Nathan could feel an unspoken connection deepening. They were exploring something new, venturing into uncharted territory together. Territory built on shared experiences, thoughts, and dreams. Maybe this is what it means to connect across worlds, he suggested, feeling emboldened. Exactly, she replied, squeezing his hand gently. It's more than just words. It's actions and feelings. Drawing a deep breath, Nathan let go of his hesitation. Okay then, can I share my thoughts more openly moving forward? Please do. I'm here to not only understand but also to share my own thoughts, Lyra replied, her expression encouraging. They continued to engage throughout the evening, sharing deeper stories, laughter, and the blossoming understanding that connected them. Nathan realized that each moment spent with Lyra left a mark on him, shedding old layers and revealing new dimensions. As twilight began to blanket the sky, Nathan felt a sense of willingness growing within him. Perhaps opening up wasn't just about the fear of connection. It was an opportunity to embrace the adventure that lay ahead. With Lyra beside him, he sensed that the next chapter in his journey was unfolding. Chapter 4, Ideological Rift. The days had flowed effortlessly into each other since Nathan's probing session. With every moment spent with Lyra, he felt their bond growing stronger. Yet, in the background, Nathan could sense that something was looming, a tension he couldn't quite put his finger on. It began on an otherwise ordinary morning. Are you ready for today's council meeting? Lyra asked casually, her bright eyes scanning Nathan's face as they walked through the lush greenery connecting her residence to the council chamber. Impromptu public speaking? Fantastic, Nathan replied, grinning sarcastically. What could possibly go wrong? You'll be fine. Lyra chuckled, her laughter echoing through the vibrant foliage. Just speak from the heart as you always do. Easier said than done. What if they don't like what I say? Nathan's playful mood faded slightly. They will want to hear your perspective, Lyra assured him, though Nathan noticed a hint of apprehension in her tone. A few moments later, they entered a grand chamber filled with Kelthari elders, each with eyes that seemed to reflect centuries of wisdom. The room buzzed with energy, and Nathan fought against the instinct to retreat. Lyra squeezed his hand subtly before stepping forward. Esteemed council, Lyra began, her voice melodic yet firm. Today, we gather to discuss our growing relationship with humanity. Nathan has much to share about his experiences. I trust his insights will be invaluable. Nathan stepped up, heart pounding as he faced the council. Thank you, Lyra. It's an honor to be here, he said, glancing around the expectant faces. I've come to appreciate much about your culture over these past few weeks. However, the atmosphere shifted almost immediately as one elder interjected, his voice sharp and steady. And what precisely do you believe humans can offer our civilization? Surprised by the hostility, Nathan hesitated. We value collaboration. We can share knowledge, technology, and our experiences. Collaborate on what basis? A different elder probed, crossing her arms. Do humans not have a history of conflict? Taken aback, Nathan gathered his thoughts. We do have conflicts, just as any civilization does. but we are also capable of peace and creativity. I'm here to foster a new relationship, a partnership, if you will. Lyra eyed him, nodding in encouragement, but Nathan felt a chill as the questioning continued. And what makes humans so special? What sets you apart from other species who have sought to invade or exploit? Another elder raised. I'm not asking for domination, Nathan said, trying to remain composed. I'm asking for understanding. We are different but have similarities in our emotions, our hopes, and our dreams. We can teach each other. The council murmured amongst themselves, clearly divided. Finally, Lyra stepped forward. Each civilization has its flaws, yes, but we mustn't dwell solely on the past. We should learn from it. An elder shook his head. Learning is not enough. Trust must be earned. Can you guarantee that humans will not harm us? That they will always act with moral integrity? I can't guarantee perfection, Nathan replied, his frustration rising. No one can. But I can promise that we're trying to evolve. We're more than just our history. We're capable of change. Lyra tore her gaze from the council and focused on Nathan. We need to give them a chance to demonstrate this. Strength lies in openness, not only judgment. One elder leaned forward, his tone sharper than before. Yet it is natural for us to question the intentions of those who have caused harm in the past. Humanity's history is filled with violence and betrayal. Not just humanity, Nathan shot back, his frustration boiling over. Every civilization has its dark chapters. It's a part of growth. But it's not just about what has been, it's about what can be. The atmosphere shifted, tension tightening like a coiled spring. Lyra stepped in as mediator. Please, let us remain constructive. Let's focus on exploring our similarities rather than dwelling on our differences. Perhaps a demonstration of what your species can do would persuade us, another elder suggested, his voice softer but still skeptical. Nathan blinked, taken aback by the proposal. A demonstration? Like what? If you were to be ambassadors of trust, perhaps showing us how humans communicate outside of your discussions could help, the elder proposed, eyeing Nathan with scrutiny. Show you what? Nathan asked, confusion flooding in. I'm not a representative for all of humanity. I can't do a dance or a performance. Can you not? The elder countered, crossing his arms. You said you understand emotions, prove it. Nathan's heart raced. Look, I can share my thoughts, my art, my music. But that won't change the council's perception of humanity. I can't be responsible for all my species' actions or history. Enough, Lyra intervened, her voice steady. Perhaps we should all take a step back and consider how we discuss these issues. Fear and skepticism will only lead us astray. Nathan is here to build bridges, not walls. After uncomfortable silence enveloped the room, the consensus felt far off. Nathan took a deep breath, seeking clarity. If I may, can we also discuss what you hope to achieve with this relationship? What are your priorities? The council appeared uncertain but intrigued by the shift in Nathan's questioning. Another elder spoke, we seek growth without losing our identity. Our culture is precious and we do not wish to change what has worked for us. I understand that, Nathan said carefully, connection glimmering again. And I want to help you strengthen it, not dilute it. We'd benefit mutually from sharing ideas. Why not explore art or philosophy together? Lyra's eyes brightened. Yes. Shared experiences can foster understanding. Each of our cultures has something to teach the other. It could help ease tensions, an elder considered, watching Nathan intently. Art is often emotional, expressive, Nathan added, feeling firmer in his conviction. It reflects who we are. Understanding those expressions could be the root of connection. The council murmured softly, the mood shifting slightly. Very well, an elder said, still critical but more receptive. We will entertain this idea. But know this, if you fail us, you will forfeit our trust. Understood, Nathan replied, feeling a mix of relief and exhaustion. It was a step, albeit a cautious one. Lyra glanced at him, her expression hopeful, clearly pleased with the turn of events. We must now work together to prepare for this demonstration. Together, Nathan echoed, meeting her gaze with determination. As they left the council chamber, Nathan felt a mixture of fatigue and exhilaration. That felt like a roller coaster ride, he said, shaking his head slightly. It's part of the process, Lyra said, her demeanor softening. Every relationship requires effort and patience. We've made strides even if they're small. That was quite a trial, Nathan admitted, rubbing his temples. But I appreciate your support, Lyra. I wouldn't have made it through without you. Teamwork is essential, she replied, stepping closer. Now let's brainstorm ideas for the demonstration. What do you want to focus on? Nathan asked, feeling a renewed energy. Art is a powerful medium, Lyra suggested. We can create something together, our cultures blended into one piece. Fantastic idea. Art's a way to express ideas without words, he enthused. How do we begin? Lyra beamed. First, let's gather some materials. Then we'll sketch and collaborate, combining elements from both of our cultures. Lead the way, partner, Nathan grinned, feeling a surge of optimism. As they walked away from the chamber, Nathan felt the weight of the world shifting. They had stepped onto unsteady ground, yet he sensed they were forging a path forward together, a partnership built on understanding, creativity, and shared dreams. The journey was just beginning, but the possibilities felt limitless. Chapter 5, Bridging Worlds. The sun rose over Zarather in a vibrant explosion of color, signaling the day Nathan had anticipated since the council's proposal. Today, he and Lyra would present a collaborative art piece, a fusion of their cultures demonstrating potential unity. As Nathan prepared, excitement mixed with a slight nervousness churned in his stomach. "Are you ready?" Lyra called out as she entered Nathan's workspace, her eyes twinkling. "Absolutely. As ready as I'll ever be," Nathan replied, holding up a series of paintbrushes and a palette filled with colors. Their workspace was cozy, situated in a small clearing surrounded by some of the bioluminescent plants they had grown to love. The setting was perfect for creativity. "What do you think about these colors?" he asked, gesturing toward the palette. "I tried to pick shades that felt alive." "They're fantastic," Lyra said, leaning over to get a closer look. "But I think we should add some iridescent colors. They bring depth and emotion." Nathan nodded. "Good idea. Let's find some materials. I saw some Kelthry crystals that might work beautifully." "Way ahead of you." Lyra grinned, her excitement contagious. "I brought a few from the market last night." Nathan couldn't help but grin back. They had spent countless evenings working together, and now it felt like they were at the edge of something profound. "Let's get to work, then." The two set out to gather their materials, quickly collecting brushes, colors, and the shimmering crystals Lyra had brought. They worked seamlessly, laughter punctuating their actions. "So, what's the theme we want to capture?" Nathan asked as he began sketching on a large canvas. "I was thinking unity between our worlds," Lyra suggested, her brow furrowing with concentration. "A merging of the natural elements of Zarather and the landscapes from Earth." "Great! We can weave in symbols that represent hope and collaboration," Nathan added enthusiastically, his pencil dancing across the canvas. Lyra stepped back to observe. "That looks good. I love how you designed the mountains. They feel strong, like they're reaching out to embrace the sky." "Thanks. But your ideas are making this come alive," he said, feeling invigorated. "Your concept of using flowing lines to represent connection will flow beautifully in our piece." "Exactly. And I want to incorporate some bioluminescent elements too," she replied, pulling out a set of the Kelthry crystal shards from her bag. "These should do the trick." As they worked, Nathan found himself increasingly captivated not only by the creative process but by Lyra herself. Every glance and smile felt electric, and soon they were wrapped in an easy rhythm, their creativity feeding on each other. "Let's start with the base colors," Nathan said, preparing some brushes. "What do you want to put in the background?" "Let's blend our colors to form a gradient," Lyra suggested, picking up a brush. "A soft transition depicting day turning into night would symbolize our worlds coming together." "Perfect. I'll work on mixing the colors just right," he replied, feeling energized by her enthusiasm. As they painted, Lyra drew closer to him. "You know, it feels surreal to be collaborating like this. I never imagined I'd be creating art with someone from another world." "Same here. It's wild how our lives can intersect," Nathan said, glancing at her with sincerity. "I've learned so much from you." Lyra paused, her expression softening as she met his gaze. "And you from me. Your perspective has changed how I see humanity." Nathan's heart raced, the connection they shared felt deeper than he had anticipated. "I want to keep learning and connecting. This art piece is just a glimpse." With renewed determination, they dove back into their work, colors flowing between them as they layered paint and shapes. Laughter echoed as they splashed some paint on each other, indulging in the playful spirit of creation. "This is a serious project, you know?" Nathan joked, pretending to wipe paint off his face dramatically. "Only the most serious." Lyra laughed, retaliating with a dab of bright blue on his cheek. "Hey!" he exclaimed, unable to suppress his laughter. As the day progressed, traces of silver and blue shimmered alongside reds and greens, merging into a vivid tapestry on the canvas. Each brushstroke felt like a mutual promise to share and grow. Hours later, they stood side by side, surveying their creation. A stunning blend of landscapes, flora, and symbols denoting connection. "Wow, we did something amazing together," Nathan said, awe coloring his voice. "Indeed," Lyra beamed, stepping back. It represents both of our cultures beautifully. It feels alive. Now all we need to do is explain it to the council. Nathan reminded with a grin, wiping a bit of sweat from his brow. Right? Let's practice how we're going to present it. Lyra suggested, her excitement bubbling over. You start, and I'll chime in. Okay. How about I discuss the earth elements and then you follow with the Kelthery aspects? Nathan proposed. Sounds perfect. Just remember to speak from your heart. Your authenticity makes your words resonate. Lyra advised, her gaze steady and supportive. Taking a deep breath, Nathan began, attempting to channel that authenticity. This piece represents our interconnectedness. Just as the mountains reach for the sky, our cultures strive to understand each other, transcending physical boundaries. Then, Lyra interjected. It embodies the idea that through our collaboration, we create something more profound than either of us alone. It's vital to explore relationships across gaps, be they cultural, physical, or emotional. Exactly, Nathan agreed, feeling their rhythm take shape. Together, we reflect the importance of unity and trust, inviting others to join us in this journey. Their practice intensified, and soon they moved effortlessly between thoughts and themes. Lyra's radiant enthusiasm ignited Nathan's passion, shaping their presentation into something powerful and meaningful. Suddenly, the vibe shifted, and Nathan stopped. Wait, what if they don't like it? Lyra stared at him, her expression resolute. We cannot control their reactions, Nathan. All we can do is share our truth and hope it resonates. I know, but... Nathan trailed off, uncertainty creeping in. What if they see the flaws instead? Flaws are part of creation. Imperfections make us unique, Lyra countered, her eyes steady. Let them see the story behind our piece. We've poured a piece of ourselves into it. Feeling the weight of her words, Nathan nodded slowly. You're right. It's about the journey we've taken to get here. As evening approached, they wrapped up their presentation, the canvas sparkling in the fading light. Nathan turned toward Lyra, his heart swelling with gratitude. Thank you for believing in this, for believing in me. Lyra smiled softly, stepping closer. And thank you for trusting me. I believe in our potential together. Their surroundings dimmed, the setting sun casting long shadows, and Nathan felt an urge to close the gap between them. I really care about what we have here, Lyra. I do too, she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. Let's take this journey together, he said, the air thick with possibility. In every way, she affirmed. They stood there for a brief moment, the world around them fading into the background as the connection kindled a shared warmth, two souls navigating the intersection of universes, art, and emotions. As they faced what lay ahead, the essence of their collaboration lingered between them, an unspoken promise of unity and understanding stretching across worlds.